Whiz Kids are iconic. We don't talk much anymore about the 1915 Phillies who won the team's first pennant on the back of Grover Cleveland Alexander. Anybody involved with that team, anybody who attended the games that season, they've all long passed. The 1915 pennant is baseball lore, and we can only read about it. The Whiz Kids? They're legends. For many baseball card collectors, the beginning of time is 1952, when Topps produced its iconic and beautiful set of jumbo bubblegum cards. Often overlooked, the 1948 to 1951 Bowman sets give us our only look at the teams from the time. The 48 set was simple black and white pictures. The 49 set were black and white pictures with crude colorization. The 1950 set, though, were true art cards, each card meticulously painted by an artist in miniature, including our legends, the Whiz Kids. The nickname of Whiz Kids came about because the team had an average age of only 26 years old. After World War II, Major League Baseball instituted the bonus baby rule, which stated that any player that received a signing bonus of $4,000 or greater had to be on the 25-man roster for a minimum of 2 years from the date of the signing. This led to an influx of very young players bypassing the minors and going right to the bigs, ready or not. Many were ready. Tom Qualters? He was not. He only pitched a third of an inning after signing with the Phillies, but remained on the 25-man roster for the required 2 years. The Whiz Kids, they were ready. Part of what makes them legends is that absolutely no one expected them to be good. And then they won the pennant. The Bowman Bubblegum Company was the lone producer of baseball cards in 1950, and they included 19 Phillies players in their 1950 set. Eddie Sawyer was the manager and the chief cowboy tasked with wrangling this team of young bulls. Card 225 reminds us that he had never been in the major league as a player or manager before managing the Phillies. The core of the team was Hall of Famers Richie Ashburn and Robin Roberts. Ashburn played center field and was one of the fastest guys in baseball. His card, number 84, like many others, tells us that he spent 1946 in military service in the wake of World War II. For the next decade, Ashburn was one of the best hitters in baseball, winning 2 batting titles on his way to Cooperstown. Ace pitcher Robin Roberts was a total workhorse and was known for his ability to not only win, but to pitch complete game after complete game. Roberts, card number 32, was a bonus baby, but was totally worth it as he won 20 games in 1950, beginning a streak of 6 consecutive 20-win seasons. Numbers unheard of today and unlikely to ever be reproduced. While Ashburn and Roberts are the most famous now, they shared the era with some great ballplayers. Del Ennis, card number 31, was the slugger on the team, akin to Mike Schmidt or Ryan Howard. He was the fastest Phillies player to 100 home runs, a record that would stand for more than 50 years, and he's still third on the Phillies' all-time home run list. He hit 31 home runs in 1950, 8th best in baseball, and only 1 behind Joe DiMaggio. On the mound, Bob Miller was almost as good as Robin Roberts and was a solid number 2 starter. His card, number 227, is his rookie. Bob Miller was a gracious signer in his retirement, and I was lucky to have this one signed before he died in 2020. The pitching staff rounded out with starters Ken Heitzelman, card 85, Kurt Simmons, card 68, Bubba Church, and Russ Meyer. Neither Church or Meyer got a card in 1950, so these are their 1951 Bowman cards. The 51 cards are much bigger and have the names on the front. Many cards have the artwork reused from the 50 set, but there are originals in there too. Additional pitching help in relief came from Blix Donnelly, Jocko Thompson, and Hank Barrowy, as well as Ken Johnson and Milo Candini, who, like Meyer and Church, didn't get cards in 1950. So these are their 51s. Finally, the closer, Jimmy Constanti, who went 16-7 with 22 saves and was the National League MVP in 1950. one of only 4 relief pitchers in baseball history to win this award. His card is number 226. Check out episode 12 for more details about major awards, including Jimmy Constante's 1950 MVP. On the infield, Eddie Waitkus, the natural himself, played first. More on Waitkus, card number 30, in episode 15, which dives into his very unique story. Mike Goliath played second, Willie Puddinhead Jones played third, and Granny Hamner vacuumed up the rest of the balls at shortstop. Andy Semenuk was the catcher, backed up by Stan Lapata. Semenuk, at the ripe old age of 29, was one of the oldest players on the team, and so was nicknamed Grandpa Whiz by the newspapers. He aptly handled the young Phillies pitching staff, and was the undisputed leader of the team. Swish Nicholson got a card in 1950, but he became increasingly sick with diabetes that year and played less and less as the season progressed, mostly as a pinch hitter. Dick Whitman was on the World Series roster but didn't get a card in 1950. This is his 51 card, number 221. Same for Ken Silvestri. Steve Ridzik and Paul Stoffel were September call-ups, and so didn't get cards, and weren't eligible for the postseason anyway. In the outfield, Ashburn played center, Del Ennis in right, and Dick Sizzler patrolled in left. Dick Sizzler, card number 119, was the son of Hall of Famer George Sizzler, one of the greatest hitters of all time, and a bit rubbed off on his son, too. The Whiz Kids slumped a bit right at the end of the season, and the second-place Dodgers were on a hot streak. That set up the final game of the season, where the Phils had to beat the Dodgers in Brooklyn at Ebbets Field to win it all. Tied 1-1 after 9 innings behind the brilliant pitching of Robin Roberts, Dick Sizzler came to bat in the top of the 10th with Waitkus on second and Ashburn on first. He fought off several foul balls.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Now Newcomb is set. In the stretch, delivering. Swinging a fly very, very deep toward left field. Moving back, Abrams. It's a home run! A home run for Dick Sizzler! The Phillies lead 4-1.
The 10th inning 3-run home run was the game winner. Roberts pitched a 1-2-3 bottom of the 10th for the complete game win. And legends were born.
The Phils won the pennant.
The Whiz Kids were swept in the World Series by the Yankees, who won their second World Series in a row on their way to 5 consecutive championships on the back of Joe DiMaggio and a roster stacked with Hall of Famers. The Yankees of that era were unbeatable, so no hard feelings that the Whiz Kids fell short of the championship. The core of the team remained for a few seasons, but they were unable to recapture the spark of 1950. The club was hampered by management's refusal to integrate the team, and they were quickly passed in the standings by the teams that did. Jackie Robinson with the Dodgers, Willie Mays with the Giants, Ernie Banks with the Cubs, and Hank Aaron with the Braves all left the Phillies behind. The Whiz Kids had just a fleeting moment at the top, and only one great season to celebrate. Curt Simmons passed away on December 13th, 2022, at the age of 92. He was the last living member of the Whiz Kids. He was the last to be able to sign an autograph. As ball players get older, you can see their signatures change. At the end of their lives, their signatures get a bit crooked, as their hands shake a little bit, as their fingers struggle to grip the pen. A signature on a baseball card is one of the best ways to mark the passage of time, to mark history. The Whiz Kids, they're all gone now. Their time is over. But their stories live on, and so do their baseball cards. The 1950 Bowman Phillies team set, with a little help from 51, gives us beautiful little hand-painted glimpses of their heroics, a tangible way to touch the past, a window into baseball history. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe for more baseball card stories legends, and lore.